Welcome to another edition of Simmer Clips. And today's question is inspired by our course Query GA4 Data in Google BigQuery. And don't forget to check the video notes for more information about this course and all our other courses. And here's the question. Why are my intraday table timestamps set in the future when I query them? So this is related to the intraday table that you get when you enable the streaming export of your Google Analytics 4 data into BigQuery. Intraday is a table that is constantly being updated for all the data that was collected today. Now the concept of today is complicated because there are different time zones in the world. Well, today is always anchored to the time zone you set in your GA4 property. But the timestamps that BigQuery collect are always in UTC by default because they are basically Unix timestamps. So when you query your intraday table, you might actually see them in the past or the future depending on what your local time zone is compared to UTC. Luckily, there's an easy way to update the time zone in your queries so that what you see in the intraday table matches what you expect to see when you're querying your GA4 data. I am doing this recording at 11 a.m. on November 3rd, 2022. So I'm querying the intraday table for today. And I'm building a list of all the hours of the day from the intraday table. So let's see what happens when I see what hours have been sending data to the intraday table. Intraday data should be almost immediate. Like there might be a delta of some seconds, but you should see almost real-time data in it. So when I build a list of all the hours that are included in the intraday, I don't see 11 a.m. here. 9 is the latest, although there are also 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. for some reason. The time zone of my GA4 property is also set to Finland time, so that's UTC +2. Now the reason you see these weird times, they're actually off by 2 hours, so 9 a.m. here is actually real time, so 11 a.m. now, because these times, when you do an extract hour from timestamp, they're going to be displayed in UTC time. So that's why you also see 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. here. This is actually midnight, and this is 1 a.m. with an offset of 2 hours. If you want to see your data, your real-time data in whatever time zone you want, so if you want to align it with GA4, for example, you can use the @timezone clause at the end of the extract command. You need to provide a valid time zone name or a UTC offset. So in this case, Europe Helsinki is the time zone I want to see this data in. So when I now run the query, the timestamps are shifted to their correct time zone so that it aligns with the GA4 property configuration, and 11 a.m. would be the closest thing to real time. When you are doing date-time queries and extracting parts from a timestamp, for example, remember that the data will be displayed in UTC by default, and if you want to shift them to your time zone, you need to add that information to the extract query.